No Suffering Allowed, a parable of the brave new world. It's the year 2100. John, a man in his 40s, rides a fully AI-powered solar energy four-wheeler that responds to his every thought. He doesn't even have to push buttons. The system catches his thoughts halfway and fulfills them instantly. From around the corner, his friend Jack appears in his own four-wheeler. He opens his mouth to greet John, but no words come out. Instead, an AI-generated clone of Jack's voice comes through the speakers. "Hey buddy, how are you?" said John in an AI-cloned voice. Jack tried to reply, but before he could, his AI wheeler spoon-fed him peanut butter vanilla ice cream. He sputtered and spat while his thoughts were still being rendered through the speech generator. "I barely thought of peanut butter ice cream and it's already shoving it down my throat. Cut it off." The system whisked the ice cream away. Jack began moving his arm to wipe his mustache, but the wheeler interfered and did it for him. "Did you hear they opened a new thought gym?" asked Jack. "What's that?" "It's a place where you can work out your thinking muscles. They have special thought-strengthening treadmills where you actually get to think for yourself," answered Jack. "You mean you can start and finish your own thoughts?" "Yep. It's tough at first. I have just reached level 2 and got a badge." "Wow, how does that work?" "Well, it's just $30 a month, and you get to think through every word in every sentence, without any help. You get to structure your own thoughts and sentences, without the AI corrector. And the best part, you can imagine." "What's that?" It's when you draw pictures in your mind without the AI popping images on the screen for you." "Oh my god, I don't even know I can do that. Is it good for you?" "It depends," Jack chuckled. "You can write your own texts, talk with your own tongue, without this AI voice generator. You can code, learn, teach, all kinds of things they used to do back in the dark ages. There are levels of membership, though. The more you want to do yourself, without the AI, the more you pay." "And do you have to sign anything first?" asked John. "Oh, yes, you sign one paper before you become a member." "What paper?" "An agreement that you willingly and knowingly refuse to suffer. If thinking, talking, writing, coding, teaching, whatever, gets too difficult, the system will jump in and help you out. They don't want you to strain or suffer too much, you know." What does it mean to suffer?" said John, as if musing out loud. Jack cleared his throat and quietly said, "It's experiencing discomfort, difficulties, challenges, pain, things like that. I don't exactly remember what it is, except..." His voice dropped to a hush. "One day I was writing a poem, and instead of using an AI rhymer, I actually thought of a word myself. Can you believe that? It felt like I was giving birth to something. So strange. You know, I had to strain, and it was a little painful, if you know what I mean. But somehow it was exhilarating, too. I almost felt... what is that word? Damn it, I can't remember." He tried to scratch his head, but the wheeler speedily moved his arm for him. "What is that word when you feel happy about something that comes into the world through you?" "I don't know," answered John. Jack paused, deep in thought. The wheeler immediately popped up a giant screen before him with AI-generated prompts. Jack stared at it for a while and then muttered, "No, not that. I must find the word myself. I'll only remember it if I think of it myself." The wheeler intercepted his thought and froze for a second or two, not sure what to do next. Jack turned away from the screen and looked up at the blue sky. Seagulls were swooping high and low in the blue abyss over his head. For a while he forgot about everything, watching their dance among the puffy clouds, gathering in queer, moving castles. And suddenly he lifted his hand all by himself and slapped his forehead. "Joy," he muttered at last, in his own voice. That's the word I was looking for. Joy. You can't feel joy without suffering. His eyes widened as he spoke, as if the words had burst out of him unbidden. He glanced quickly at John, who was surveying him with a strange glint in his eye. Joy? John said. What is it? Jack didn't reply. Suddenly he rose from his comfortable seat, stepped down from his wheeler, and said in a breaking but strangely jubilant voice, Let's go for a walk and have a real talk. Real walk, real talk in our own voices. It's going to be a bit of a struggle, I'm sure, but it's worth it, I promise. John sat dumbstruck for a while. I'm afraid I can't, he answered finally. I haven't walked and talked in years. Jack patted him on the shoulder. We can do it. It just takes a little struggle. Get out of this thing. John's eyes widened as he contemplated the thought of leaving his wheeler. He shook with fear. I can't. So many things can go wrong. If we're disconnected, anything might happen. Jack stood there swaying on his own two legs without saying a word. Suddenly the picture before John's eyes trembled and grew blurry. What is it? He thought. Am I crying? The next moment he opened his eyes. He was sitting in front of his own desk, typing an email. Did I just fall asleep? Was that a dream? He shook his head looking at the screen. He was in his home office writing a response to an AI company offering him a well-paying job to help create a revolutionary technology that promised to dramatically improve the lives of millions. Are you with us? Said the last line in the email. Then click to apply. John glanced at his calendar. 2025. And then something happened. A sudden gust of wind burst through the window panes, and from out of the blue he heard the cry of seagulls breaking through his cloudy consciousness. He walked up to the window and turned his face to the winds. A sudden thought pierced his mind. It's been a while since I called Jack. I want to invite him for a walk in the park, he whispered with a smile, so we can have a real talk, and in our real voices. And what a joyful thought it was. He turned back, shut the laptop with a firm hand, took a deep breath, and for the first time in many years, felt the silence breathing.